Hey there, Calmer Mamas. This is Michelle Noble, the Calmer Mom Coach, and I had one of those aha moments this week, and I thought, I do these Facebook Live videos, and then I'm like, oh, what's up with that weird hair thing? Anyway, so apropos of nothing. So anyway, I had one of those aha moments this week, and I totally thought it would be fun to share it with you. So a month or so back, a while back, I was doing some posting around the idea of the mental load. And man, nothing like the holidays can bring out that feeling of the never ending to do list. And I had this moment of clarity that I wonder, so where do I want to go? So truth, like think about how your household runs. And how like awesome and amazing are you at being the primary plan maker, organizer, calendar manager, checker, CEO of your household and your family life. And if you were able to like just put aside all the like, well, it should be shared and I shouldn't have to, and why is this my job, and da da da, and why can't he, and why can't she, and blah 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 part. And not that there isn't something in that that might be worth exploring. However, if for this 10 seconds you put away all the should or shouldn't of you doing this job, truth, are you actually like the best qualified in your house to do the job? Are you actually that awesome at it? Are you actually an amazing multitasker, an amazing organizer? Is it phenomenal how much you can hold in your head at once about what's coming up and what's going down and what's required? How amazing are you at having awareness of what's going on with every member of your family at any given moment so that hardly anything ever really falls through the cracks that matters? Even though it feels like maybe you're always scrambling or you have to have these intense systems to track it, truth, how often does something that really matters fall through the cracks? So if you acknowledge how great you are at it, and then truth, do you actually kind of love having that much control? Like, do you actually kind of love that you do know that much about what's going on at any given time and you do get to sort of orchestrate how things work out? So if you're that good at it, and maybe that's not true for everybody, but if you're that great at it and you actually kind of love it, it actually kind of works for you a lot to have that much control and power in how your household runs. What is it that wears you out about it? And this was the ha-ha that I came here to share. The aha is that it's not actually the number of activities or the number of items on the to-do list or the number of things we track. It's our judgments about what would happen if we didn't handle those things, if we let those things go, and what would, not just what would happen, but what would it mean? What would it mean if we didn't handle those things? What would it mean about us as moms? What would it mean about us as, what would it mean as a wife or a partner? What would it mean as a friend? What would it mean as in your other primary relationships, as a daughter, as a sister? What would it mean if you didn't handle those things? Um, so if you'll just play with me for a minute, I wonder, like, if you imagine, like, bring to mind something on your mental load, something you're carrying, something that you're tracking. So, truth, what do you think it would mean if you didn't handle that? So I'm going to take the example of so my son his birthday is next month, so he's coming up on a well child check. What would it mean if I didn't have to handle, or if I didn't handle scheduling and getting him to that well child check? Not what would it mean in terms of his health and wellness. Maybe something, maybe nothing. I don't know. We won't debate that with the pediatricians. But what would it mean about me as a mom if he didn't get to his 4-year well child check? What do I think? What is my story about what would that mean if I was a mom who didn't get her kids to their well child checks? What would it mean? What would be the judgments from the pediatrician's office? What might be the judgments of their, I don't know, other moms if they knew that my just was like totally never got my kid to their well child checks? What would that mean to their dad? Like what, like not, and again, not so much the jumping Not what would it really mean to their dad, but what is my story about what that would mean about me in regards to those people? What judgments might they have that I'm trying to avoid? How much am I trying to do this mom job right? And so, truth. What if that is actually what's exhausting? Is it's not so much the number of things we handle, because we're badasses. We can actually, but we're really good at that. What if it's not actually those number of things? What if it's our stories and our judgments about what it would mean if we didn't handle them? Or again, coming back, and we have to acknowledge, I think, to change this, where we get stuck in the resentment flu around whether we should even have to handle those things. And what would it mean if we acknowledge that we're handling things that we hate to handle, that we don't like to handle, that we would like to have someone else handle? And what would it take for that to be true, right? Even if it's something that we kind of have bought is just a part of the mom job. What if we actually were unwilling to do parts of the mom job and demanded that someone else take that up somehow, or we create a system where it's not required, or we just let it go, whatever, So I'm just playing with this, and I wanted to share my play with you because I always think it's fun to share play with people. And yeah, so what if, and what if as we go into this holiday season, where I know there's even more probably to manage in terms of shopping and parties and planning and who to see and where to see and what to see and da 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 and Santa pictures and yeah and da 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 da. What if we took that minute to ask, what have I decided it means about me if this doesn't happen, if I don't handle this? And if I think that it means that I'm a bad mom, if I think it means that I'm doing a bad job as a mom, even if I still believe I'm a good mom, but I decide I'm doing a bad job of it, if I don't get the kids, if I don't handle that they get to Santa pictures, how many possibilities are we actually shutting down where someone else might make something happen? They just might do it in a way that's totally different than what we would. I don't know. What about invitations to conversation about what is required in terms of gifts? Or what if we just actually, if we stopped feeling like it was something that was exhausting, if we stopped deciding it was exhausting and decided it could be fun, and ask, what would it take for this to be fun? What if there would be a whole different possibility? So, anyway, I'm going to leave you with that, and hope that you can play with that, and maybe that'll bring some lightness somewhere that feels a little heavy these days, a little sticky, or maybe you'll be like, she doesn't know what she's talking about. I can live with that. In any case, calmer mamas, if I don't talk to you again before Christmas, have this next couple weeks, what would it take for it to be joyous and easy and fun for you? What would be fun for you over the holidays, but would truly be fun for you?